Hi, my name's Gabe, and welcome back to Mega Man for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This will be the third and final part of the walkthrough, where we enter Dr. Wily's castle and take him down. Now, if you've been following along with the walkthrough, you won't need to worry about this. But if you did the Robot Masters in a different order or something, make sure you have the Magnet Beam against the optional item in Elecman's stage. Because if you don't, you cannot beat the game. You cannot beat the first level of Dr. Wily's castle, which is the one and only level in the entire game that requires you to use the Magnet Beam. So, but it can be very useful throughout it as well. So assuming you have the Magnet Beam, if you don't, you can check out part 1 of the walkthrough. You can select Dr. Wily. So he's kind of weird. You come all the way around the circle to Elecman, and then you go into the middle. And then if you keep going, it goes back to Cutman. So if you're on Cutman, you just press left and you go to... It's kind of a weird setup, but yeah. So just press start, and here we go. Dr. Wily. He's worth a lot of points. Here comes his spaceship. It's UFO. It's gonna hit you with the Wily eyebrows. And here we are, we're thrown in. So don't get too excited just yet. This is not the final level of the game. By far. Dr. Wily always has some sort of weird fortress or factory that he flees to once you've beaten all of the Robot Masters in each Mega Man game. And you have to go through several levels of this fortress before you get the chance to fight Wily. So in this game, it doesn't actually show you, but there are 4 levels that you have to beat. There are 4 levels of Dr. Wily's fortress. And this is the first one. So let's go. Right off, it starts with some big eyes. The best way to deal with big eyes, there's 3 of them, and, big eyes are the worst. So the best way to deal with them is to select the Ice Slasher, freeze them, and then just blast them. There we go. Also, you can freeze them if they jump high. Then you can just go under them. That's too bad. Ah, you suck. No, I'm gonna die. Dang, that is very unfortunate. Not up to a good start. This guy's pretty tricky too. No, don't do that. I don't know, I keep pressing select. Well, thanks for the energy. Alright, so get past them however you can. I did a pretty bad job. And now you're required to use Gutsman's power to break into the fortress. So remove these blocks. Now we are officially inside. These fire skewers you should use the Ice Beam on. Not the Ice Beam, I'm thinking about Metroid since I just did that game. The Ice Slasher. I want to freeze him like that. Jump over him. It can be kind of tricky timing sometimes. There's a big energy here, but it's kind of difficult to get. If you fall, don't worry, because you'll most likely just fall on the platform below. You can't really go back. It's kind of treacherous. I wouldn't recommend trying to get it more than once. Come up here. Fight these guys. Ow! You can jump really far. Big energy right there. Oh yeah, in order to get here, actually, I recently just learned this, even though I've played this game so many times. The Thunder Beam can actually break blocks. So you can do that, and destroy those, and then you can use the Magnet Beam. The reason you can't, just use the Magnet Beam and then use Gutsman's powers. You can't switch powers when one of a previous power's projectiles are on screen, if that makes sense. So if a Magnet Beam platform is on screen, you can't use a different power other than the Magnet Beam at that moment. You'll have to wait for it to disappear before you can change powers. Alright, so coming down here, this is the halfway point of the level. There's a killer bomb going across the screen. The screen can be tricky. If you stand on this middle platform, he'll go over your head. So just try to do that. Now come down here. Don't drop, because you'll immediately get hit by this bullet. So the foot holders make a return. This time they're in green, and they're in this terrifying alley of spikes. Once again, I would highly recommend the Magnet Beam. They were hard enough in Iceman stage, now they're even more difficult because you can't jump very high and stuff. Although they can be quite a pain in knocking you around when you're trying to use the Ice Beam. Oh, dang it! Alright, well, we start in the room right above this, so it's not too much of a setback. It's still very annoying. It's probably one of my least favorite rooms in the game. It's not too long, though. Whoa. Ah, come on. Alright, let's try this again. Round 2. Magnet Beam. Bruh, okay. The one thing you don't want to do is... That was a close one. You don't want to run on a Magnet Beam. That's the one thing you don't want to do. Because you need a lot of Magnet Beam to do this room. This is the room that requires you to do the Magnet Beam. You gotta Magnet Beam your way all the way up. I just used a ton of Magnet Beam in that previous room. But don't worry, you don't have to die or anything. You can drop down here and these respawn. So you can just drop down and pick them up over and over again to refill your Magnet Beam if you used up a lot like I did. Whoa. That should be enough. I'll pick up a little bit more just in case. Alright, yeah, that's probably enough. So come up here, and once again, the strategy with the Magnet Beam, if you're on solid ground, is to do a little hops, because you don't want to shoot it out of your reach. That. Like that. There we go. Alright, and this is the room for the boss room. So, in most Mega Man games, you actually don't get a checkpoint right before a Wily boss. In this one you do though, which is helpful. So the boss we're about to go up against is infamous for his difficulty. He is a kind of a big drawback for new players trying to beat the original Mega Man. He is one of the hardest parts of the game, and he is the one, the only Yellow Devil. So I'll try to explain the strategy. So once you come in here, run to the right as fast as you can. And now his body parts are gonna start coming on. So basically, how he works is he's this big like blobby robot thing, and he's made up of a bunch of little like nodes, and these nodes can like kind of separate themselves and like fly independently and then reassemble themselves. So what he does is on this first time he comes from off screen and his nodes like fly in and assemble themselves as the Yellow Devil. He shoots at you with his eye, and when he's shooting, that's his only vulnerable point where you can hit him in the eye. And then he separates and goes to the other side of the room, rinse and repeat. So he like goes back and forth, and it's the same pattern every time. And the nodes do damage to you if they hit you. So basically, you just gotta memorize the pattern. There's not too much to it. I'll try to tell you the numbers. I believe it's 1, 3, 6, 9, and 10, 14, and 18. Out of 19 nodes. So he's weak to Thunder Beam, so equip this. I'm probably gonna get hit by this first one. I don't have that much health right now either, so I will most likely die to him. But hopefully we can take him out the second time. Ow. So jump over 9 and 10 because they're right next to each other. He's gonna shoot and then blast him in the face. So 1, 3, 6, 9 and 10, 14, 18. Oh, what? I missed. The Thunder Beam is the weapon that does the most damage. Oof. There's also a pause glitch that you can do to kind of cheap him out, but if you do it, then I will not recognize you as a true Mega Man warrior. I don't care if you use save states, I don't care if you, playing on the Legacy Collection, use the rewind feature. That's all fine, because, you know, people have different levels of difficulty. But if you cheap him out with the pause glitch, like, I don't know. Let's see, I might actually pull this off. I can't get hit at all anymore. Oh, I jinxed it. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking in this battle, because it takes a lot of focus. Let's see if I can pull it off this time. Full health, let's go. Oh, shoot, forgot about that one. Ah. We're doing pretty good so far. I think if you're, in the area where the blocks create, like, where his body is, he might insta-kill you. Or he does at least, like, a lot of damage, so definitely try to stay in the middle of the screen. Oh, I'm getting sloppy because I'm talking. One more hit. There we go, and that's the Yellow Devil defeated. So that's the first of the Wily bosses. You don't get powers from the Wily bosses. They're just giant monsters that you have to deal with. And that's the first Wily stage down. On to stage 2 of Dr. Wily's Castle. So this one takes place in this kind of like weird outdoors bridge thing. And there's a bunch of helis in this first part. This stage is mostly comprised of little platforming sections with that star one enemy in particular, and then it brings back a few bosses too. Because in every Mega Man game, once you get to the Wily Castle, the Robot Masters come back. This part's a little weird. There's a fake floor. I believe the 2 tiles right in front of me. Yeah. So jump over that, and then next, when we drop into this room, this is gonna be, Cutman. And this room doesn't have any blocks in it, meaning we can't actually use his weakness this time, so we'll have to use just plain old Mega Buster against him. Oh yeah, one more thing I should bring up. In the Wily stages, after you clear a stage, you don't get your weapon energy back. Which is pretty apparent, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. Alright, here we go. Fighting him with bullets is a bit easier this time, just because of the room layout. You can kind of get him locked in a pattern. Well, he's not doing it now. Usually what you can get him to do is, yeah, jump over you. Dang it. Alright, I didn't do too well there, but we got him. Fall in this hole. And there are screwdrivers here. So you can use Thunder Beam to take these guys out and get a tiny bit of energy. Be very careful here, because if you run too fast, you'll get the energy and then fall off the cliff. Mega Man's a bit slippery in this one, so yeah. Alright, here's the next one, except the missing ones are right here. Let's see here, I guess I'll fill up on Gutsman. So, the next boss is Elecman. So drop down here. He's also slightly easier due to the flat room layout. There we go, I did it without... If you're lucky, you can get him to jump and shoot and it goes over your head. Just try to kill him as fast as possible. Fall down here, and now there's these bomb things. This area is a little bit tricky. You have to do kind of that maneuver, jump like around. Shouldn't be too bad. Come down here. This is the halfway point, I believe. There might be a screen further, I'm not sure. If you have some Magna Beam energy, you can get this extra life, which is nice. I'll take out these Suzies. Whoa. Oh yeah, Elect Beam, or Thunder Beam, is very fun to use against these guys. Because you can take out so many. Yeah, if you fall when getting that extra life, there's like a little area of spikes, so you can try to make an escape with the Magnet Beam, but it's best just not to fall at all. Dang. That guy with the energy fell off the cliff. Oh well. Keep it on here. This is a super fun area. You can grab some more weapon energy right here. And this is the room before the boss, so... do that. I'm not at full health right now, so I'm not going to use up the boss's weakness this time, because it uses up a lot. I have a very hard time with this boss. You can lock him into a pattern, I know you can. I just can never do it very well. Climb down here, and you will meet the copy robot. So these two discs descend, thunder erupts from them, and a clone of yourself is created. Except it's not a clone, because his shots do more damage to you than your shots do to him. So he'll just run around and shoot at you, and he'll jump sometimes. Whenever you shoot, he jumps, so if you jump and shoot, you have a better chance at hitting him. But he alternates between running to the left and right. I'm not sure what resets it. It's kind of annoying. And he doesn't have like a proper weakness, I guess you could say. Like, you can like shoot him a lot with, and most things do like a decent amount of damage to him, except with Guts you can't throw it at him. Hyper Bomb is not going to work very well, because it's like a time bomb thing. So Elect or Thunder Beam does well against him, but whatever power you select, he selects too. So when he uses Thunder Beam, it's just as hard to avoid for you as it is to him, and since his shots do more damage to you than your shots do to him, I believe the best power to use against him is Firestorm. Just because of how tactical it is against him. Not only is it like a straight shot that you can usually hit him with, but it's easy to dodge if he shoots it. It also creates that ring thing, and as you'll notice, he'll usually try to corner you. So if you're shooting it, if he like jumps and tries to like land on your face, the fire ring will usually block him and send him in the other direction. Don't spam it though, or else you'll run out before the fight is over. So it's pretty tricky. Let's see if I can get him, Morphil. If I can't get him this time, I'll have to replay the stage again. So he'll shoot like immediately, so just be prepared to jump over that. Here we go, his energy fills up. See, he's fighter up too. You just want to do this. This is where the fire shield comes in handy. And there we go. That is the copy robot destroyed. So if you take your time and you don't spam it and you don't panic, he's not too bad. Alright, stage 2 of Wily's Castle is down. On to stage 3. Stage 3 is kind of weird. It's super short. It deals with like the sewer systems of Wily's Castle, I guess. And it's only like a few screens. So you gotta come through these tunnels, these weird like pink tunnels. Use the thunder beam since it takes care of screwdrivers and Susie's very easily. So once you get down here, this area is going to flood with water. I believe this is the halfway point too. So start running, and there's going to be Pepes that show up. But then shortly after them, killer bombs will show up, and if you shoot the killer bombs, you'll blow up. So I'd suggest just running and timing your jumps over them. The water current pushes you faster than normal, so it's not wise to like fight it and try to dodge them. You just gotta, you should just time your jumps. Should be like geometry dash or something. Except this guy you have to hold back a second. And this is the boss room. That is the entire third level. And this boss is, I believe, CWU01P. A very creative and memorable name, if you ask me. And obviously his weakness is Gutsman's powers. However, I'm gonna do something a bit weird with this boss. Usually what you want to do is you want to nail him with your powers, and if you run out, you shoot him with bullets. However, with this boss specifically, he gets harder and harder the more you hit him. And since Gutsman's power doesn't really necessarily rely on how much energy you have left, it relies on how many blocks are available to you. It's better to... For this boss in particular, it's better to soften him up with bullets first, and then finish him off with the Gutsman power. So, he's composed of 7 robots, and they come out of these portals. It's random which one he comes out of. And he shoots these little bubble projectiles at you, and you just gotta shoot him. So there's 4 blocks, and each block will instantly destroy a robot. So you'll have to destroy the first 3 with your Mega Buster. And then the last 4 you can do Gutsman. So that's gone. So grab a block. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. Mega Man is throwing victory position. That is level 4 of Wily's Castle. Not too difficult. Or level 3. Did I say level 3? If I said level 4, I meant level 3. I probably said level 3 though. Level 4 of Wily's Castle. So watch out, watchers show up immediately. But this is the 4th and final level of Wily's Castle. I don't have any lives. I'm probably gonna get a game over here, but that's fine. If you're getting a game over in Wily's Castle, you can still start from the last Wily Castle stage. You don't have to go all the way back to the stage select. Although that is an option, and it's terrifying because you can accidentally click it and have to do everything again. In order to get this energy is kind of tricky to get. You can do that. Yeah. What? Okay, that was good. You do that to get it as well. I recommend leaving Thunder Beam on for this part to blast these screwdrivers. There's a bunch of Gutsman models up here. You're deep within the factory at this point. It's funny when they drop a thing in the wall that zooms in the other direction. Alright, so now that you've made it here, a Gutsman platform is here. This one is like really annoying though, and I'd say just use the magnet beam. Because this jump is pretty difficult to make. Use the magnet beam to get all the way over here. Now this is a teleporting chamber, and it takes you to a different room, obviously. However, before you go down there, there's some goodies down here. So there is an extra life. I missed my chance. I'll have to wait for this to come by. So there's an extra life, of course, and there's also that thing. I forgot what it's called. It's called something weird, but come down here and try to grab the extra life. And then grab this. And what this does is it fully restores your life and all of your weapon powers. There's only one of these in the game, and it's right here. So make sure you pick it up, because we're about to get into a boss gauntlet. So we've already fought Cutman and Elecman a second time, but now we're going to have to fight every single other Robot Master. So the other 4, basically. So the first one we showdown with is Bomb Man. So equip your firepower and enter the chamber. Bomb Man isn't too bad. There we go. That was actually a very, very quick kill. I believe next is Fireman. So equip your Ice Beam and prepare to spam. If you know... yeah. There we go, so there goes like half of your health. And next is Iceman, and you definitely don't want to get hit by one of his things. I'm gonna try my best not to. But if you kill him fast enough, you can... whoa! I couldn't move for a second, that was really weird. That was weird, that's never happened to me before. But usually, if you can kill him fast enough, you won't have to dodge his ice wave, you can just run back into the teleporting chamber. And finally, Gutsman. This is the one time I'm going to use the Hyper Bomb, because its only use, basically, is to take out Gutsman. Even that it's bad at, because it takes so long to explode, and Gutsman is a pretty mobile Robot Master. So, well, I guess he's the slowest of the bunch, but Hyper Bomb is such a garbage weapon. So, Gutsman, again, you just kind of got to get lucky and hope he doesn't run over to you and ruin your day by stepping on your face. So you just got to hit him 3 times with this explosion. There we go. Alright. Gutsman is no more. I have 1 extra life, so that's good. Okay, so exit this chamber, and you have defeated all of the Robot Masters for a second time. So this is a checkpoint here. As long as you don't get a game over, you won't have to do that again. And we are about to enter the final boss chamber, where we will take on Dr. Wily in the final battle. So there's a refill here. I recommend refilling your Firestorm, because that is the Wily machine's weakness. Alright, here we go. I'll probably die here and have to redo it, but I have an extra life. So Wily's UFO comes on screen, and the Wily machine comes into view. So how this boss works is it shoots these like arcing projectiles, which are actually kind of hard to avoid. And his weak spot is the turret that is shooting the projectiles. So you have to jump and hit it with Firestorm. If you're feeling cocky, you can like get closer to it and hit it twice. Once with the fireball and once with the wheel. But yeah, you basically just want to do that. Ugh. So, okay, so that was really fast, and it was kind of hard to tell what happened. But Dr. Wily does not give up without a fight. He has a second phase, so that first phase is not too bad. Take him out with the fire wheel. Now, his weakness, you can either use Thunder Beam, or Rolling Cutter. I find Rolling Cutter to be the better option, because Rolling Cutter can hit him more times, but it takes more skill to hit him more times. You can usually get Rolling Cutter to hit him three hits at a time. And he fires out these really wonky shots. I'm gonna die in 1 hit. I'll probably have to do this again. But let's see what happens. So he shoots these like things. Yeah. Ooh, and you just gotta hit him like this. The best way to avoid these is to stand close to the machine and then run a bit towards him, but don't run so close that you actually get hit by the machine. And his weak point is obviously the big red button. Oh, we did it! Yes! Take that, Wily. And with that, the Wily machine is destroyed, and Dr. Wily is brought to justice. If by justice you mean begging at Mega Man's feet and then escaping 2 seconds later. Most justice you can ever get out of a Mega Man game, I suppose. Get our 200,000 clear points. And that is it. If you have made it this far, you have beaten Mega Man. Mega Man has ended the evil domination of Dr. Wily and restored the world to peace. However, the never-ending battle continues until all destructive forces are defeated. Fight Mega Man for everlasting peace. This is a pretty cool end credit sequence. But yeah, that is Mega Man. This is a challenging game. Mega Man 1, it can be brutal. Especially with the Yellow Devil, and just a lot of the level design, they hadn't really hit the nail on the head, and so some of it is just, like, really, like, weird and unfair, or just, like, something that you would never see in today's platformers. But, yeah. I'll always think that Mega Man 1 is really fun, even if it is objectively not as good as its sequels, its descendants. Yeah, with that out of the way, the next game in the franchise is Mega Man 2, so we'll be getting to that next week. Presented by Capcom. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful and entertaining, and I will see you guys later.